I've been sitting and looking at this question, wondering if I should give it to you, and mostly because of this over here. You see, we don't really teach you how to work with number patterns. We rely on your intuitive understanding, and that's a nice way, can't spell today, that's a nice way of saying we rely on your ability to figure it out on your own. And this particular question is far easier to calculate if you have the skills that you learn in matric. And the skills you learn in matric aren't difficult. You're actually going to look at them and go, why was that left until I was in matric? So I decided I'm just going to teach it to you now, and then you can use it for your tests or exams. This was taken out of a grade 10 paper, so it's very possible you'll see something like this. Okay, firstly it says given, and it's a number pattern, 2, 6, 18, 54. What is the 10th number in the sequence? Now I've told you already that you should always start by looking to see if there's something common that's being added. So let's go through it. 2 to 6 is 4. 6 to 18, well, that's 12. So there's not a common thing being added. So that doesn't really help us. Can you remember what I told you to look for second? Yes, that's right. Oh, you are clever today. I told you to watch out for things that are being multiplied by the same amount. So 2 to get to 6 needs to be multiplied by 3. And 6 to get to 18 also needs to be multiplied by 3. And guess what? To get from 18 to 54, we also need to multiply it by 3. Now they're asking for the 10th number in the sequence, and at the moment we've got 4 numbers. So I'm going to use my calculator to work this out. And here it is. And I'll start by doing 2 times by 3 gives me 6. So that's my second term. 6 times by 3 gives me 18, and 18 is my third term. 18 times by 3 gives me 54, and that's my fourth term. Times by 3 gives me my fifth term. Times by 3 gives me my sixth term. Times by 3 gives me my seventh term. Times by 3 gives me my eighth term. Times by 3 gives me my ninth term. And times by 3 gives me my 10th term. Okay, so as you can see, it's obviously not something we would have been able to work out in our heads. And this kind of question usually is going to be only 1 mark because we know you're going to use your calculator to figure it out. And who wouldn't? So the term is 39,366. There's an easy 1 mark. And this is where I'm going to teach you how to do grade 12 mathematics, and then you can feel clever. So when we are multiplying by a common ratio, we call that sequence a geometric sequence. Geometric. And that means that we're multiplying by something that's common. Now the geometric sequence has a standard formula of Tn is equals to A times by R to the power of n minus 1. Remember I said we're multiplying by the same ratio, so what do you think that R value is going to be? Well, the R value is a ratio, so the ratio is 3. Now, we know what the R value is, but we don't know what the A value is. And this is where things become really magical. So the R value is very easy to find because it's just what we were multiplying by. The A value, you don't even have to do any calculations. The A value is always going to be the very first term of the sequence. In other words, A is equals to 2. Now let's put those numbers in. We've got Tn is equals to 2 times by 3 to the power of n minus 1. And ladies and gentlemen, that really is how easy it is to find the general term when we've got a geometric sequence. And remember, a geometric sequence means we're multiplying by a common ratio. This formula you will find on your formula sheet in an exam, so you don't even have to remember it. Just remember that the R stands for ratio, which means it's the common thing that we're multiplying by. And then A, well, it's like ABC. It's the first letter in the alphabet. It's also the first term of the sequence. You see? Easy as ABC.